When I have a thought, I gotta let it out. It's a bright spot that I can't even doubt. My opinions, my point of view, even if things are a little chopped and screwed. So yeah, even if you disagree. So yeah, even if I'm not in your pedigree. So yeah, especially if you agree. So yeah, so yeah.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever and whenever you're listening to it. Welcome to the So Yeah podcast with your favorite showgirl, Caroline M. Diamond. Okay, speaking of showgirls, it was time that I threw my hat in the ring to talk about Taylor Swift. I did talk about this on my Instagram story, and I might repeat some ideas and some topics. Sue me, it's the same brain. I've seen a lot of discourse online about this album, and I usually try to not look at the internet for their opinion first. And I like to listen to things and then really make my own opinion. You know, some people can really learn from that. Some people just go straight to the comments. It's like, oh, this is my thought. It's not. It's somebody else's. So I listened to it, and I would like to say, let's disclaimer right here at the top. I am not a Taylor Swift hater. I'm not a Taylor Swift lover. I have gone up and down throughout the years of my love for Taylor Swift. I really liked when she was a country artist. I love the album Fearless. Oh, wow, Forever and Always. Once upon a time. That's all I can say because she will flag this for copyright infringement. So I used to love that, like her older stuff, and then she got into Red, which Red wasn't really my favorite album either, even though she was going more pop, which you would think I would love. And then 1989, Chef's Kissy on Us. It was so good. It was so good. And then I don't even know what came out after that. Reputation, also really not my fave. And then she got into all the little sing-songy stuff, and we know as fans of the podcast, I don't really love a ballad. Not my thing. I'd rather have an upper rather than a downer. And then I don't even think I listened to Tortured Poets Department. I think I maybe started it. I definitely listened to the singles. I Could Do It With a Broken Heart, and I don't even know what other singles there were. I did like Midnights. I thought Midnights was a good pop album. And so when I was thinking about this rollout, this Life of a Showgirl rollout, I'm like, oh my God, she's going to give us pizzazz. She's going to give us lines. She's about to give us ooh, ah, sensation. We got Max Martin on the track, producing, classic. And then I listened to it. Ma'am, where was the lyricism? She's actually known for being a lyricist, and where was she? Where was she? She was getting dickmatized by Travis Kelce. He ruined her brain. There's so much CTE that happened with Travis Kelce that he ingested it into her, and now she is CTE. Okay? It was crazy. Some of the lyrics, I was like, what? Even the song where she talks about getting dickmatized, the song Would, I'm like, okay, can we be a little bit more colorful in our explanation? I think that somebody who does sexual references really well in their music is Victoria Monet. She's always talking about sex, but she says it in a way that is more of a museum, right? A museum of sleeping and sucking and fucking and all that kind of stuff. And then Taylor Swift was Target's version of that. And I'm like, I really do understand though that Taylor Swift is literally capitalism's pop star, which I actually don't knock her for that, her being basically just a vessel for venture capital, and that's fine, you know what I mean? We all have our lanes. She found her lane, she picked it. She loves to surround herself with the middle of the ground white woman, and I know that she touches all different races, so totally about that, but in general, she's with the white ladies, right? And she knows her market, and she like really speaks to the market. You know, she speaks to the, you know, I don't even know what the cute, cool like basic brand is now. Like it used to be like Lily Pulitzer, but like something like that vein, like, you know, probably is conservative or like is dating a man that's conservative, but like I cancel out his vote. That is so terrifying. I just want to let you know, ladies, that it's going to come up morally in the future that your man hates you and actually hates women. Anyway, I digress. But the album is so boring. It felt literally like it was written by AI. And I don't like that. I do not like that at all. Where was the opulence? Where was the glamour? There was not a single hit. There was not a hit. There was more like hit me in the face, but there was no hit. And she could write a hit. Like, I'll give her that. Like, she has so many hit songs. Where was it on this track? Where was it on this album? Nowhere to be seen, sister. And, like, thank God that she's not doing the Super Bowl halftime show. My man, Bad Bunny, baby, is, thank God. But thank God she is not, because if I had to hear this album on the world's biggest stage, I would world's biggest crash out. Okay. Yeah, and apparently like she's not trying to tour this album either, which would be a reason for me to, you know, shut my mouth, because let's be real, like she does really take care of her team, and I appreciate that about her. Like those dancers, they'd be livid. Noise. Not being on that Eras tour, keeps me up at night. I wish I was rich from a tour, just walking and going step, touch, go out of style. They never go out of style. Girl, I'll do that. I'll step touch for my goddamn life. Not really break a sweat. But anyway, that would be the only reason why I would like not express, would be, you know, for fear of not being hired again. But like, to be honest, like I'm not even talking shit about her. Like some people can interpret this as shit talking. I just say it's telling the news. Okay, that even got me, because like, Caroline, let's be fucking real. Yeah. But like, obviously I would love to dance for her one day. I would love to make a bag from Taylor Swift Incorporated, but she says she's not really trying to tour this album, which, thank God, that album is not good. It's not good. And even the Swifties don't like it, and that's how you know. Well, like half the Swifties like it, and then the other half are like, you know, they're like fighting to the death, saying that, you know, that no one likes her albums on first listen. I'm like, don't you think that's like an internal error if like nobody likes the album on first listen? I don't know. I feel like that needs to go up to HQ, up to headquarters. But anyway, I will definitely not be listening to this album ever again. I'm sure songs will be shoved down my throat based on the algorithm. I accept that that's my fate. I think that as an American citizen, you have to accept your fate of hearing Taylor Swift in CVS, in Target, in Walmart, you know, like that kind of music, maybe in Shake Shack, you know, I don't know. But like, that's just what it's like to be an American citizen. But at the end of the day, I'm not listening to Life of a Showgirl probably ever again. And I don't know what else to say about it. And neither does Taylor. She'll just put it into Chat GPT to find it out. Ooh. So yeah. Part of the podcast is called Currently, and it's everything that I am currently reading, watching, and listening to. I feel like for the sake of the meatier part of the first episode, I'm going to skip over what I'm listening to, because obviously my ears haven't recovered from listening to Life of a Showgirl. So we're going to skip over that thing real quick. What I'm reading, I decided that after, you know, reading like my heavier books this year, like I wanted to read the schlop, and I think I'm at the end of my schlop ingestion. I have officially read all of Abby Jimenez and Emily Henry books. I've read the bookography, what is that called? Like it's discography when it's like music. Bookography. We're claiming it right now. Bookography. Webster Dictionary, really just reach out to me. Anyway, about that, I'll never not find a moment to talk about Anyway, it was good, actually. I like really enjoyed it. It was about this girl who was going into the vet to help her kitty who has like, you know, like, I don't know, like when they don't have like a butthole. I don't know, I'm not a doctor. I kind of like skipped over that. But basically she kind of falls in love with her vet, and then it was like, oh, plot twist, she's leaving in a week. I know this plot before. So basically they're long distance for a long time. He's like killing himself to be with her, and her mom has like dementia, so she's also like dying, and it's like so But I actually really enjoyed it, and you know what? Spoiler. They end up together. He moves to California for her. Wow. Don't we love love? Yeah, we do. But I'm ready to now get into something else. I'm really ready to get into something else. But it really helped me kind of get flush out of my reading slurp. So I'm really happy about that. Life's too short, Abby Jimenez. And what I am watching, and it's something that I've watched before, I would say it's in my Letterboxd top 10 movies of all time. It is instrumental into like the framework of my DNA, being a dancer, and that movie is none other than Center Stage. And I just rewatched it the other day because our little Gemma baby, Jade, she had never seen it, which I was like, Auntie Cece has to act on this right now. And we did. And it's on Tubi. You know I love Tubi. It's on Tubalicious, and it's just so good. I think it was like, it came out in the year 2000. And it is so good. I can relate to Jodie Sawyer so much, you know, like not being like the best in the room, but like still like having that persistence and resilience. And when I was, you know, a little actor, my monologue was always the one where she like turns down the job at the end, and don't offer me the job because I don't think that I would have the strength to say no. Like, I was eating that roll up. Come on, roll up. The movie is so good. Also, Peter Gallagher had a crush on him for sure. That swoopy hair. Also, like, the ballet teacher is just so beautiful. When she's wearing this cut off sleeve high black turtleneck, I'm like, wow, eleganza. And I love Zoe Saldana in that movie. Like, she is so cunt. Like, there's no other way to describe other than cunt. You know what I'm saying? I live, I love, I laugh. You know, it's all the things about being a dancer. And it's one of my favorite dance movies for sure. Definitely top 10 on movies that have affected me in my life. So, Center Stage, watching on Tubi. Thank you so much for watching, listening, wherever you're consuming this content. I really appreciate it. If you loved it, tell everyone you know. And if you hated it, tell nobody. People on the internet, remember, if you hate something, you can just keep scrolling because it actually doesn't affect you. All right. So,